Hey everybody, hey, it's Julie Steinauer. Happy lunch hour on a Friday. How awesome. It's the end of the work week, if you think that way. All right, but I'm here today to talk to you about idle minds. Idle minds, and you know what? You started a business. Where the heck are all the people? All right, so this is an awesome topic, and I hope that you're tuning in. If you tune in on the replay, let me know. If you watch it live, comment and give me some hey, see yous and all that kind of good stuff. All right, so what is all of this about today? Well, I thought it was a really great topic. I'm Julie Steinauer, otherwise known as Dr. Julie to my patients, also known as Dr. Julie Mompreneur on my fan page. And I have a little bit of experience in business. I'd like to say that I have 14 solid years of experience in business, and I've certainly had my ups and downs, round and rounds, roller coaster rides, highs and lows, you name it, I've had them. All right, so today we're going to talk about what happens when you have an idle mind and you started this dang business. What the heck is going on? Why aren't the people just coming at you in droves? It doesn't matter if you are doing something that's brick and mortar. Hey Jordan, good to see you. Hi. It doesn't matter if it's something, hey Jay Hart, nice to see you as well. It doesn't matter if it's brick and mortar or if it's something that you're doing on the side that's a home-based business or if it's a direct sales. I don't care what kind of business you're doing. You know, you start something and then you're like, woo, baby. All right, whoo, here's gonna come all the people flocking at me, right? And then you realize, holy crap, no one's flocking at me the same that I thought they would be. What am I going to do about that? So here's a couple of things that I think are super important. One is that if your mind is idle enough, this is where the idle minds comes in. If it's idle enough to be thinking, where the heck are all the people? What am I gonna do? They're not anywhere around here. What's going on? If you're thinking about it, you know what? And you are, sorry guys, I'm having to make an adjustment. If you're thinking about it and if you're stopping, you're contemplating like, oh my gosh, what's all going on? That's the worst thing you can do ever. Can I say ever? I'm gonna say ever. It's the worst thing you can do ever. And if you're that non-busy, and you have all the time in the world to sit around and think about those things, well then here's what you have to do. You have to actually just get up and take some action. All right, so the first thing is, the worst thing that you can ever do is have an idle mind. The second thing is that if you have all of that time in your idle mind, get up and do something. You don't have time to sit around and think about how crummy things are. You need to take some sort of action. So if that's, you know, a side business, maybe that's picking up a phone, to text or message or a phone to call. It might be the same way in general business. It might be making an appointment to go see someone. It might be making an appointment to have lunch with someone. It might mean that you need to, what might it mean? But you need to take action. You can't just sit there and let things idly go by. And progressively let your mind get to the point of thinking like, what's wrong and poor pitiful me, right? That's the worst in the entire world. So here's the third thing that you have to be doing. You have to ABL, always be looking. So this is my little acronym that I made up. I don't know if anyone else uses it, but ABL, always be looking, means that you're always looking for positivity in everything. You're always looking for someone who's positive, who has the business that you want, and you're like, I could model my business after that guy right there or that gal right there because she's got something that I don't have. Like, she's doing what I want to be doing. So go and hook up with those people. You know, sit down and have lunch, get on the phone with them, text them, email them, you know, video conference with them. My gosh, do something with those people that you look up to and admire, and they have what you want to have. Always be looking for ways to improve your mindset. Always be looking for information that you can put into the tank, because if you don't, an idle mind is a killer. I'm just going to tell you right now, 14 years. Hey, Marilyn, good to see you. 14 years of running a business. If you've got an idle mind and you're not coming up with new and fresh ideas, you're not stepping through doors, you know, making decisions, going forward with something, right? The law of progress, I think you could say, inertia is a killer. You don't want to, and what does that mean? Like, if you're just sitting still, you're going to continue sitting still. But once you get that ball rolling, you know, that ball rolling is a big deal, because it means that once you get into motion, you can stay into motion. But if you're not in motion, you're going to have to create a lot of extra work to get yourself in momentum, in some sort of motion. So always stay in it somehow, some way. And it doesn't mean, you know, we're all human. So we have our moments, and we can take our moments and say like, oh, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go with this? How am I going to make this change? But that's fine, but it should just be like a Band-Aid that you rip off and you move on to the next thing, because that mindset can't stay there for very long. You have to, you can't be wallowing in the fact that things aren't where you want them to be. Okay, so another one, I kind of touched on this one already, but always be looking for positivity. Okay, so you might be looking for positivity. Let's just say that I have a situation I'll tell you about. Okay, so let's just say that you are trying to get customers or something into your business, and you get someone who comes in and they get something kind of, you know, tiny and minuscule, and you would normally go like, oh, that's kind of tiny and minuscule. But instead of saying something like that, which is a negative aspect of it, you could say, whoa, praise God, they did something, right? They took me up on some sort of an offer. They started with something that I recommended to them. How awesome is that? Now that I'm here, I can provide value. You know, now that they're here, I can provide value to them. And maybe they'll see other services that I provide as valuable, or other products that I provide as valuable. But, you know, in our vision clinic, one of the things that I say is the hardest thing is when the phone rings, we have to get them in the door. If I don't get them in the door, I can never show them my valuable services. If I can't manage to get past the first phone call, well, I'm in trouble. And so I have to be able to provide enough value on the first initial phone call that they want to come see me. Because once they come to see me and I tell them everything that's going on in the examination process and evaluation process, I just expect that they sign up and they go forward with helping their child or helping themselves. Why would they not? Right? Why would they not, when they see what kind of value they're getting and how we're going to improve their lives and solve the problems that they're having? So the same goes for any kind of business. It doesn't matter what your business is. Get them in the door, wow them with your service, wow them with who you are, how you're going to handle things, be fantastic, you know, do things for them instead of saying like, oh, go call that number and fix it yourself. Go fix it for them if you can. So do all of the things that say that I'm going to wow you with my customer service and get people to hang around and stick around and spread the love and maybe buy some more services, buy some more products, and you know what? Maybe even refer other people to you. Gosh, the heavens just opened up and the light bulb came on, right? That's what you want. You want to be a place that you get more people referred into you. So create such a wowing system that others are referred to you by those happy, happy customers, happy, happy people that you've touched. Okay, so another one is be passionate. So I talk about this all the time in my office, and whenever we're having a day where it's kind of like, wow, what's going on there? Like, why is everyone kind of off today? I mean, I don't know why. Hi, Cesar, good to see you. You know, it doesn't matter how they're off. It doesn't matter how things have gotten wrong. You just have to right the ship, right? Hey, Jenny, good to see you as well. So whenever you have one of those days it's off, what you've got to do is you have to realize, like, where's my passion? Oh, you know what? Darn it, I left it out. I left it out back for a minute. Hold on just a second. And then go back out the door. And then walk back in with a big fat smile, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm so super excited and so crazy wild, over the top excited that I'm gonna just crush the day. See, I found my passion. It's all good now. All right, so when you have those moments, because we're all human and we do, just walk back out, come right back in. Or, you know, a funny thing to do, you know, just like pinch your cheeks. Do you ever think about, you know, when you're a kid, you got your cheeks pinched a lot, you know, oh, you're so cute. Okay, pinch your cheeks and be like, oh, you're so excited. Okay, I don't know, do something, whatever you have to do. I'll share a secret of something that I do. And I know it sounds really goofy and dumb, but this is something that I've done before. When I find that I'm like passion lacking and I'm not that excited for the day because maybe I've just got so many things just plugging up the head system. I've got so much on my mind. And this happens, right, when we have so many life things going on, problems to solve, fires to put out, you know, things that you have to cross off the list for the day, right? So, hey, Robert, good to see you, and Marvin, nice to see you as well. So sometimes what you have to do is you just have to like jog yourself. You've got to jog yourself back into the task for the day. You've got to get yourself inspired. And one of the things that I like to do is I'll jump up and down. I do. Sounds dumb. I don't care. And if anyone sees me, if anyone in the office hey, thanks for coming on in Georgia. All right, my girls, they know. They're like, Dr. Julie, just whatever, just leave her alone. All right, I'm in here, I'm jumping up and down. I'm like, sometimes I'll punch and I'm like, I'm ready, I'm excited. Okay, do whatever you have to do. Have some passion, have some energy, because if you're just a limp noodle, thanks. Thanks for your order today. Oh my gosh, like that's like make me bleed from my eyeballs, right? If you don't have passion about something, then you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. Period. Finito. Cut your neck off. You're done. All right? And literally, you're going to be done in terms of your business. Have passion or don't bother. Okay, and then my last one is comes from a girlfriend. This is so funny. We were cracking up laughing in the office the other day. So this whole thing is, how are you going to kind of keep yourself busy whenever you've opened the doors, proverbial doors, if it's, home-based. You've opened the doors to your business and you're like, where's all the people? Where are they at? Okay, so if you're feeling some of this information and you're getting some value from it, I would love it, by the way, if you comment to me. Tell me one of these things that you've liked. Start with why, Marvin. Absolutely, that's a very good thing. But you know what? Sometimes that doesn't work. To be honest, some people, they don't know what their why is. And that's a really tricky thing. Or they feel, hey, Jennifer, good to see you. Okay, or their why gets muddled in the middle of all the problems. And so it has to be even, you have to have even bigger. So it's got to be why, but it even has to be bigger than that. And so, I think kind of going back to my last one that I was going to tell you about here really quick, and I got sidetracked, is my girlfriend, we were talking in the office the other day. And she was giving this scenario based on something going on in her life. And it made me think of that movie where, and I'll never remember it, Matthew McConaughey and his parents are trying to get him out the door. He's older, and they're trying to get him to go out into the world, and failure to launch. There we go. All right. And so she was kind of saying, you know what? Some birds get to the edge of the nest and they just jump off and they fly. And then some birds get to the edge of the nest and they're holding on with their claws, digging in, and no matter how much mama bird tries to boot kick them with her foot in the behind out of the nest to get them to fly, they just don't. In business, sometimes that's going to happen, right? You are going to have times where things are just going to take off. Oh my gosh, that idea was so perfect. It was so awesome. It just took off. It was like the little baby bird that went to the edge of the nest and just flew. How awesome is that? That was such a great idea. Everything worked. It brought business, it was booming, successful. And then there are going to be some ideas that you're trying to shove it out of the nest and it just doesn't work. Cut your losses and move on, maybe, right? Don't keep trying to shove a square peg into a round hole. And if you find that you are kind of in inertia where you're not really moving forward, then you have to get out of that. How are you going to get out of that? So today I've kind of covered a couple of topics. I've covered I've covered a couple of things under one topic of you started your business and people are just not, why are they not signing up? Why are they not here? Why are they not? Well, then take a look seriously at something that you're doing, something that's off with your mindset. You're idle. You're not passionate. You're not excited. You don't believe in something 100%. You have questions in the back of your mind about something, something's not quite 100% with you. That's what's going on. Now, I'm going to say, I can just be blunt. Then when I'm going through times when things have come to a lull, it's me. It's me. Either I'm not taking action, my mindset is off, or usually just one of those two things. All right, so if you are idle for too long, you'll get into this yucky phase where you don't have things happening within your business, and you don't want to get there. You want to constantly be in motion, constantly coming up with new ideas. So going back and going over it really fast, don't have an idle mind. Just don't. If you have time to think about how crummy and crappy your situation is, then you're not working hard enough. I know that's a tough one. That's hard for me too, but I have to admit where I am having a problem. And you have to get real and admit where you're having a problem if you want to open the door and just be successful with everything, right? You're going to go through ups and downs. It's always going to be that way. Ups and downs, round and rounds, times where it's good, times where it's bad, somewhere in between, everywhere in between. But if you're not in motion, then there's a good reason why you're not having the people come in the door. Okay? And you can't just be like, I'm doing it. I'm shuffling the papers. I'm walking around. I'm moving from here to there. You have to actually put these thoughts into action, folks. So you can't just have good ideas rolling around in your mind and be thinking like, tomorrow 100 people are going to get into my business. I'm just going to will it to happen. Well, having a good mindset, a positive mindset is super important, right? But that's not the only thing that's going to get 100 people into your business. Hey, Trust, good to see you. So you have to take action, all right? So take action. Look for positivity in everything, everywhere. Get aligned with people, places, things, ideas. I don't care where you have to do that. Go Google good ideas for growing your business. Do something that you're constantly looking for new things, right? Be passionate, because if you're not passionate, you're dead. Can I get an amen on that one? That's true in everything. I'm going to have to tell you, in relationships, if you're not passionate, you're dead. Relationships dead. You're in trouble. Business dead. In trouble. Kids dead. In trouble. All right? Be passionate about life. You only get one. And then think about that theory of, you know what, some birds get to the edge of the nest and they take off. Some of your ideas are just going to take off. Your business is going to bloom, it's going to blossom, it's going to go nutty. And other ideas are going to be like the bird you're trying to shove with all of your might to get out of the darn nest, and it's not going to go anywhere. That's okay. Cut your losses on those, because figure out a system that would be better, and maybe just one teeny tiny tweak would make that system better. But you know what? I bet if you go to mentors and you're asking mentors, like, what could I do to make this one idea fly or this one thing better? I know it can kind of work, but I haven't hit upon it yet. All right, so go to mentors and ask them, the ones that you see, he's got what I want. She's doing what I want to be doing. Hey, Jill, good to see you. They're having the success that I expect myself to have, I want to have. I know I will have that, right? Know that you'll have the success that they have. But keep in action, keep the mindset up, do all these things we talked about today. All right, I hope that you guys found some value in this. I would love, love, love it if you comment and tell me, oh my gosh, thank you for whatever. All right, we all need to have a kick in the butt sometimes and a little jab to the jaw to get us going, and sometimes that's the very thing that we need to help us to realize we've gotten into a little bit of an inertia thing. And so I hope again that you found value. Hit the little pass it along button so that other people can get value from this. And with that, I'm going to say time for lunch. It's late here in Illinois, 12:45. Time to eat. All right, be awesome, guys. See ya. Have an awesome day and enjoy the weekend. Bye.